Welcome to the Meredith Taylor Show. Meredith is a former Division I SEC college golfer and is now the owner of McKellar Enterprises. Join the conversations with Meredith and other notable guests covering sports, leadership, personal growth, and so much more. Now, your host, Meredith Taylor.
Welcome back to the Meredith Taylor Show. Today's episode is a special one for me as a coach. I'm going to be joined by one of my own students, a senior from Lexington High School who just finished her high school career with a very storybook ending. Just a few weeks ago, winning the state championship. But when she first came to see me, it was in the middle of her senior season, and she was in a self-described slump. Her confidence was very low, the scores were higher than normal, and it's not where she wanted to be her senior season. And so, she just wasn't sure how to turn it around. And when we started talking, realized we would be a really good fit, a really good team. And so from there, everything began to change. And today I wanted to walk through her journey. This is one of the reasons I started this podcast, is to tell these stories. And from those first days of her falling in love with the game to the work we did together this year, the breakthrough moments in competition and what it really took to get mentally tougher and get through that slump and get on the other side of it, to winning a region championship and then winning the lower state championship and then being on that final green with a championship on the line at her final state championship and making the putt to win the state championship her senior year. Complete storybook ending. And so whether you're a junior golfer or a parent or just somebody who loves these stories of perseverance and growth and just a great comeback story, I think you'll really love this conversation. So grab a coffee, settle in, and let's get into the episode. All right, Gia, welcome to the show. So before we get into postseason tournaments, I want to take it back to the very start. So tell me, how did you first get into golf? Was it family, friends, something else that drew you to the game?
It was a really funny story, actually. I had a friend, her name's Ryan Emily. She was on the golf team. At this time, I'm going to be honest, I didn't even realize golf was a thing. And she said, I hate going to the range alone, like it's so lonely or something along those lines. And I was like, well, I can't just sit there. I got to, engage also. So her only other option was clubs when she was 9 years old. So they were like this big. And it was really, really hard to swing in, but I managed it. And I was like, I kind of like this. And so I go on Amazon that night and I tell my mom I want golf clubs. So we look at some on Amazon and we're looking at the starter clubs and we're like, $500 for clubs? I didn't know one club could get to $1,000. So I thought this was crazy. And she's like, okay, I'll buy them for you, but you have to use them. And so once I started using them and, they fit me properly now, I was like, I actually really enjoy this. When I would hit one good shot, it'd keep me coming back after 40 chunks, 30 shanks, all the above. It was really rough at first.
Okay, how old were you at that time?
15.
15.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got similar stories. I started at 14.
Yeah.
So before we started working together, what were the biggest challenges or frustrations? Because you went straight into high school golf, right?
Right. Yeah, I had 6 weeks to prepare, and I was so nervous. The day of tryouts, I was crying after the first tryout because I said I did so bad, I'm not making the team. The second day, I think I did even worse or something. I was like, yeah, I'm not getting on the team. And well, I got on the team, luckily. So.
All right, so tell everybody where you played high school golf.
Lexington High School.
Yes, ma'am. It's a great school.
Amazing.
I'm biased.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay. Tell everybody how we met, or was it a referral? Was it somebody on your team? Because when we first started working together, I just remember you saying, I'm in a slump right now. So let's talk about where this started.
Yeah, I was just looking for somebody local because my other coach, I mean, he isn't that far, but after school, you don't want to drive 45 minutes to go get an hour lesson, and the traffic just gets so bad where he's at. And so I said to my teammates, is there anybody, like, who do you think is one of the best or better coaches at Country Club of Lexington? And they referred me to you, and I was looking at your Instagram, and I was like, okay. So I DM'd you, and that's where it began.
Okay, so what was one of the first things we worked on that was like the noticeable difference for you?
I think confidence, like motivation, and just really thinking through things and not getting angry and then letting that determine your decisions. And that really helped me a lot, because no other coach that I worked with, they're all about tweaking your swing, but they never talk about the mental side. And I think that's what helped me the most, was realizing it actually does matter what goes on in your brain during a golf tournament. And that was a big factor.
Well, I love asking that because, there's a lot of golfers listening right now that are kind of in that exact same spot. In today's world, it's very much data overload, and they could get overwhelmed.
Yeah.
They're working hard, but not seeing results, and it's not matching that effort yet.
Right.
So once those changes started clicking, we got to see it tested in competition. Like, do you remember that first tournament after we started working? Like, what was the adjustments? And
the tournament, or the tournaments before, the score was up here, but right after it leaped to down here. I think it was the Patriots tournament. I shot a 78.
Okay.
I think this was after Florida, when I had just shot 91. So pretty big difference there. I remember just being on the tee box, and I'd hit a perfect shot every time. And I was like, oh, I like this a lot. And then my irons, I'd hit a green, and it was just fairway green 2-putt for most of the holes. And I was like, where has this been all season?
Right.
I mean, the beginning of my season was fine. It was good. I started off really good. And then in the middle, yeah. And then we ended great. So
were other people starting to notice immediately after that 91 going to 78? Was it wait a minute?
Yeah.
That's different.
I think a lot of people from other teams too probably thought it was fishy, but I just had a good coach, so I don't,
Okay, this was one of the listeners sent this in. So, what was Meredith's coaching style like? I'm interested to hear your answer here, but what made you think that partnership would work well for you? Was the question.
I think just the aspect of not being too number based. I like just a good feel, motivation, and not doing too much. I like that a lot, because sometimes I would go to my other coach and he would get out the his little things, and I try to chase numbers, and it would make me go insane. But
well, I think a lot of people can relate to that, because you can go to an instructor who's very data driven. What's your ball speed? What's your launch angle? And it's almost too much. It's almost overwhelming. And just as a coach, it's one of my favorite things is when a player starts to own their process, and it's not about a magic tip, or it's more about them believing, okay, if I do this consistently, good golf's coming. Yeah. And that's exactly what I started to see with you. But for me, it's interesting, because I think once that confidence started to settle in, we got to see it show up in competition. But you guys went on a really insane run in the postseason. So it's so fun for me as a coach to watch that. So to walk us through, because you guys won region, lower state, and the state championship. And we'll get into all that in just a second. But walk us through the top 10 finish you had at lower state, because like you said, you went from 91 to 78, and then we go to lower state and you top 10.
Oh my gosh. It was that day, I felt like nobody could stop me. I felt like I was going to break the course record. I mean, it was, I was trotting along those holes, confidence was so high, and you could see it in the score. I mean, I had probably almost on every hole a birdie look, and I hit most of the greens, and I think I hit every fairway. I did not pull out driver once, and I think other players need to realize, who cares how far you hit it? If you are 40 yards from the green, but you got to chip it over a bunker and you're in the rough, compared to maybe 65 yards in the fairway and you got a good angle in,
Right.
It makes a difference. Cause my my teammate Emma, she was walking with me all 18 of lower state. Oh, where was I going to go with that?
Well, I did you have a specific game plan? Like, talk people through, because we did a specific prep for the postseason, like lower state, and were you just trying to play like boring, solid golf? Like, what was the specific game plan that you had for lower state?
Yeah.
And was that
Yeah,
different than anything you'd done before?
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Okay.
I would usually just pull out driver if it was an open fairway. But I was like, okay, I need to it's okay if you're not super close to the green off your tee shot. Like sometimes I don't like having a flip wedge in it.
Right.
I don't know. I like having a full swing. Like I'm one of those. I don't like taking off any yardage. I don't like muscling a club either. I just want an easy swing. And I looked at the course the night before on the little app, and I was like, okay, if I pull this club off the tee, I'll have this club on into the green, and that's what worked. I was just really comfortable out there, and now I think I'm just going to start doing that every time. I mean, obviously it works. I don't see why I wouldn't. So,
right.
Yeah, it was just like kind of a laid back. You don't need to kill the ball. Like, you never really need to do that. So,
That's right.
That's what my game plan was.
So, walking around the course, that tournament, you felt different. Like you had a little bounce in your step, too.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. You know how Rory McIlroy walks and he's like, you can see
bouncing down the fairway?
Yeah, That's how I felt.
So did that make you think, okay, the state championship, like this is a real possibility?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I figured, I can just take that exact same plan into state. Clearly it works. And I was just confident in every shot I hit. I was composed. It also helped that when one part of my game is really good or just good that day, it gives me even more confidence because, like, say for my irons, I've never been a strong iron player, and at state, my irons were good. I think you saw I was hitting like every green. I hit the flagpole on one of the holes.
You did. I was there for that one.
Yeah. So that just gave me even more confidence because, like, now I'm putting it close to the flag. I'm hitting in the greens. I'm not chipping. I'm not scrambling. It's just easy. It's really relaxing when you have like fairway green 2-putt.
That's right.
It's easy.
And I think that's important for those junior golfers that are listening, because you can, like, what does the prep look like before a tournament? And we literally went hole by hole on the GPS. Yeah. Like, okay, if we hit 3-wood off this tee, you only have 100 yards in.
Right.
Because you're a long ball hitter. Like, it's a luxury, right? I don't need to bring in more risk just because I can hit it long. Doesn't mean I need to.
Exactly.
Yeah. Right. Mm-hmm. So, the prep, like you said, it was very similar, I think, for state championship because we looked at that course and it's kind of a similar thing. Like, we don't have to hit driver on this hole, but then, talk about the conditions were awful at the state championship. Yeah. Like, the first day is canceled because it's raining cats and dogs.
Yeah.
So talk about, like, mentally prepping for rain, cold, wind, and then walk us through the round.
Okay. So Monday, was supposed to be the first day.
Right.
We woke up early that morning. We gave ourselves like a pep talk and like how we were going to destroy them out there and whatnot. We're on the bus and it's not looking good outside. Were like, it was silent on that bus because we knew something was suspicious. Like something was just off. We get there and Coach parks the bus and he's like, wait in here. And we were like, that's weird. So he goes in and he's in there for like 30, 40 minutes and we don't hear anything. And I was just so confused. I was like, are we going to get delayed? Is it going to get canceled? And he texts us. He says it's canceled. So we're all like, what do we do? Taryn's crying. I'm not excited about it because I want a 36-hole tournament.
Of
But
course,
I'm
of
glad
course.
it's not now. But
As a competitor, you want
Right.
the best team to win, which is
Yeah.
anybody can have a fly-by day, like
Mhm.
one round, but two
Right.
rounds really shows you who the champ is.
Exactly.
Right, right.
And I wasn't that sad because honestly, who wants to play in those conditions? It was
Sure.
freezing out too.
Sure.
It was raining, but I did want a 36-hole tournament.
Of course.
But I can't complain because we did end up winning. So, anyways, that day we go to Starbucks after. We go to Greenville because Greenville's like 30 minutes away. And we go to the mall, the Greenville Mall, and we walk around. And then 9 p.m. that night, we decide to go see a movie because I think we were all pretty much checked out. Like, oh, if they're canceling today, it's just been raining all day. They're sure going to cancel tomorrow, right? And we watch this movie. We don't get back to the hotel until like 11:30. And we don't fall asleep until like 12:30 in the morning. And we wake up the next day, and we get to the course, and it's not canceled. It was just pushed back an hour, so we were like, okay, we seriously have to lock back in here. I mean, you saw the range. It was
Still raining.
Still raining.
Still windy, still cold. Yeah.
Still windy, still cold. So it was really tough to recover from that because you just had like such a fun day and you were out late. But maybe that was the team's success. Maybe because, I don't know, we're night owls. I don't think anyone falls asleep early on our team, so it could have helped.
Well, it just got your mind away from it.
Yeah, it was a good
little bit of a mental break.
Yeah.
And then locked back in.
Right. Yeah, we definitely did that. I remember, gosh, this is so goofy. We were on the bus the second morning, so Tuesday, and we all had like bananas, and we were pretending to call each other on bananas. And I said, imagine the winning team, the 8 hours before the tournament ends, was calling each other on the banana phone. Like, how silly is that? But we locked in after that, and
Of course.
Obviously it showed.
Well, of course. Yeah. I mean, to me, it's just those down times you kind of have to take your mind away from it so you can lock in for your 4-hour round.
Yeah.
So what was different about in round, your either decision-making, attitude, mental toughness, like the grit to play in conditions like that is tough, but it's your senior year, you're kind of handling the emotions of it all. So walk me through kind of that in round, how you're feeling. You're playing well. It's your final round of your career, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it's in those conditions. So talk me through all of that.
The first tee, or should I say the second tee, because I started on hole 2.
Right.
Might have been the most nervous I've ever felt.
Okay.
Because there's water everywhere. You're in all your rain gear, and you're just like, don't shank it, because you're not used to playing in all those like layers. It was really tough. And I was on the first tee and I hit a great shot, and I was like, it's a sign. Like, if I can do that, if I can conquer that, I don't know what's stopping me, because honestly, I think playing in those conditions and playing in all that gear, it makes you focus more, because now you really got to think about your decisions. And I think that helped me, because sometimes I can get a little carried away. Maybe I don't think through things as thoroughly as I should, but it kind of helped me. I don't know about the other girls, but it helps me because I'm thinking now about the wind. I'm thinking about the rain. I'm thinking about, okay, what's my new swing thought, because I'm in 40 layers of rain gear. And I had the greatest swing thought that day, and I think that swing thought carried me through the day. I was hitting all the greens with that swing thought, so thank you. So for me, it definitely sharpened my senses, I guess.
For sure. So one of the coolest things as a coach was was watching one of my seniors in her final round during the state championship, and the championship's literally neck and neck on the last 4 or 5 holes, we'll say.
I didn't even realize that.
And you had no idea, but you're on the final green, your final state championship. So now that you've had a couple weeks to digest this like storybook ending, you had the final putt for your team to win the state championship.
Yeah. I mean, it's so special. I don't even know if I have digested it yet. I'm still blown away. Sometimes me and Taryn talk and we're like, this doesn't feel right. Like, I don't know, something fishy is going to happen, but we got it. We got to stop thinking about that. But I mean, I think maybe if I knew it was all on me on the last hole, I'm not too sure how I would have done, because I will admit I do kind of crack under pressure, but I can't help that. That's me. So it is like truly, now that I think back on it, I hit one of the greatest tee balls. It was perfect. I hit one of my greatest wedge shots ever. I hit a really good lag putt. I mean, it was that close to going in.
Yes.
And when I tapped that ball in, I took a deep breath, and then I snatched that ball out of the hole. And I was so happy because Coach was crying, and I was like, did we just win it? And he was like, I'm pretty sure by 1 stroke. And I was so happy. And then I looked at Claire. She's bawling her eyes out. I start bawling my eyes out. And it was just like such a magical moment. I wish all of my teammates were there to watch it. But because rain delay, we had to do a shotgun start. They couldn't. But at the same time, like I said again, I kind of do crack under pressure, so maybe if I did have all my teammates watching me, I don't know how I would have reacted, but I'm happy that I was able to sink the winning putt as a senior.
Oh, it's so special.
Yeah.
And something you'll remember the rest of your life.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know, we've talked a lot about, well, anybody that's played this game knows golf is so much more than swing.
Mm-hmm. Right.
It's more of a mental marathon.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
I noticed that you had such good, body language. Like you said, you were bouncing down the fairways. Your attitude was great. The grit of the conditions, like having the mental toughness to hang in there.
Yeah.
It looked like you were very poised all day. And
I agree.
yeah, it just shows the growth that you had from the moment we started working together, where you looked at me like, I'm in a slump. Okay. Yeah. I'm in a slump.
Yeah.
to seeing the maturation and the growth throughout those just months, really,
right.
that we worked together. I mean, it's unbelievable. So like, if you could go back and talk to yourself 2 years ago before all this progress, what would you tell her?
I don't even know. I don't know if I'd have any words.
Or one piece of advice you'd give to other junior golfers, maybe.
Oh,
right.
For sure, get lessons early on. That helps a lot because, well, yeah, it does help a lot. Because then it gets you mechanically inclined to the sport, and you're not just wasting time out there banging balls on the range. And early on, you're very malleable to bad swing habits. But if you get lessons early on, it for sure helps. So I would say get lessons and get them frequently.
Yeah, so everybody listening, notice she's not saying I don't get nervous anymore, right? Because there was nerves that last round, but she knows what to do with those nerves and how to. That's the difference. You're not trying to be a robot, but you were mentally prepared for that. You had put a good game plan together, and to me, that's the difference. Okay, if you had to boil this whole year down to one theme, what would it be?
Pressure. Yeah, I mean, from the first tournament to the last, all golf is constant pressure, and like mental toughness is the most important thing to combat that. And I would say I have gotten better under pressure. I'm sure you know I played north-south. Yeah, because you helped me prepare for that also. I hit the first tee shot, and I told Taryn, because she was playing with me also, I told her, I got nervous still since state. Nothing scares me after state, especially after, the hole was on me. I don't know if I'm scared of anything now. So, yeah, definitely, pressure is a very reoccurring theme, even when you're playing just casual golf.
Right.
Because you're always thinking, like, oh, what if I do this in a tournament? Or I just shanked it. Now, I got to bounce back from that. It's definitely very mentally tough.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think preparation gives you confidence.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to get more
Right.
confident, I think the prep that you do
Mm-hmm.
yields better results because
Yeah.
you feel like you've been there, done that. You got a game plan and you feel
Yeah.
more confident going
Yeah.
in.
Mm-hmm.
So, you went from slump to state championship.
Yeah. That's pretty nice.
Well, I know your story doesn't end here. That's just one chapter. So
Yeah.
what's next for you?
I'm going to take the winter off as a break because I'm not playing college golf. And to me, I feel like, what's the point of getting sick over the winter? Like, it's not like I need to get better for like a next golf season or
Yeah,
something.
you've earned your break.
Right. So I'm definitely going to take a break over the winter, but spring and summer and next fall, I really do want to try and get out there as much as I can just to keep up, just to make sure I don't get worse.
Sure.
Because if in 20 years I look back and I'm like, wow, I was that good and I just let it, fall out from under me. I mean, I'm sure I could get better, but, when you're going to college, when you got a career, you might not have as much time. So I want to keep that, that skill right there.
Absolutely. And it'll benefit you in business as well and networking and playing in tournaments. So what's the ultimate dream you're chasing? What's the new goal for school life in general?
I want to be an athletic trainer because I wanted to be a nurse.
Okay.
And I took sports medicine this year, and I'm like, well, this combines being a nurse as well as being in sports. And I really like the two of those.
Combine the two.
And so signed up or applied to college, and I applied for exercise science, and I hope to be an athletic trainer. I'm not too sure where or what, but I know that's what I want to do. And
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, last question. If you could leave listeners with one final thought or a sentence or two, what this journey's taught you, what would you say? Or how these lessons translate to your next chapter?
That you got to work for it. You can't just expect to get good results. You have to earn those results. You have to plan. You have to get coached. You have to just really hustle out on the golf course. Just things don't get handed to you, especially in a sport. You can't just one day be good. You have to earn it.
That's right. That's so good. I just want to say thank you for coming on the show and telling your story.
Of course.
For trusting me as your coach. I had a blast coaching you. It was so much fun.
I had a blast being your student.
But honestly, what a great story. Everybody loves a good comeback story. I mean, it's a great comeback story. Yeah. It's so fun. So fun to watch you hold that putt, your final putt your senior year, and it's to win a state championship. It's something we'll remember for a long time. Yeah. That's right. Yeah. So I appreciate you coming on the show to share your story with everybody.
Of course.
All right, bud.
What a great story. I mean, what a great comeback story. From a slump to a state championship within months. I'm so proud of her, not just for winning the state championship, but for the way that she chose to respond when things weren't going well. That's the part I hope really sticks with you as a listener. She was incredibly coachable, and I think if you're in a slump right now, in golf or in life, let this be your reminder that it's not the end of your story. If you have the right mindset, the right plan, and a little bit of grit and a little bit of toughness, things can flip faster than you think. And so I hope this conversation encouraged you. And I hope you share it with another junior golfer or a teammate or a parent who needs to hear it. And if you want more coaching or drills and mindset work like this, connect with me in the show notes below. I'll put all my information about my coaching programs. But thanks for spending some time with us today. I'll catch you in the next episode. And until then, God bless and go Gamecocks.
Are you tired of practicing golf without seeing results? Imagine having a coach in your pocket every single week, guiding you step by step. My name is Meredith Taylor. I'm a former Division I SEC golfer and now teaching professional. I've created the Inner Circle, which is a private community where golfers just like you get a brand new golf tip every week, an ever-growing drill library so you always know what to practice, a monthly live Q&A where I answer your questions directly. I've helped thousands of golfers lower their scores, and now I'm bringing that same coaching directly to you, no matter where you are in the world. You'll finally have a clear plan, accountability, and support. So right now, you can join as a founding member for just $29 a month and lock in that price for as long as you stay inside this group. Click the link in the show notes, join today, and I'll see you inside the Inner Circle.